This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some important updates to share with you. Another $800 million going out to Ukraine, should that money be spent in the U.S., and $500,000 to build a fence around President Biden's house. Could that money be better spent? I'll let you know the 4 different ways that the Inflation Reduction Act will put money in your pocket, and 4 stimulus checks going out next month in September, and $750 checks going out next week. And we'll get to the bottom of what's going on with armed IRS agents going to audit everybody in America. Is there some truth to that? I'll let you know in a video clip, and I'll give you some other more important updates as well. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below, and I'm giving $200 checks to my subscribers. Details down in the description below. So the Biden administration readies about $800 million in additional security aid for Ukraine, according to some sources. Now, is this the right way to use the money? Have we given Ukraine enough? Or should there still be aid going out to Ukraine? For example, this $800 million, could this be used to help out struggling Americans in America? Or do you think it's justified to go out to Ukraine? Just curious what your opinion is on that. Let me know. And then also, not sure if this is relevant or not, but just came across it. Wanted to get your opinion on this as well. Biden heads back to Delaware Beach house where he's building $500,000 taxpayer-funded security fence. So he is leaving the South Carolina Kiowa Island for his vacation and going back to his $2.7 million house in the North Shores, I guess, of Delaware. And so then they're going to build a fence that costs $456,000. Is that, I don't know, it seems like a lot for a house. Is that like too much? For a fence? A fence around this house, $500,000? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. Could the money be better spent? And in terms of inflation, so inflation in the U.S., 8.5%, but in the U.K., inflation hits 10.1%, highest in 40 years. Now, the big question is, there was not as much stimulus checks, or I don't even know if there were any stimulus checks in the UK, but yet they have a higher inflation than the US, which brings up some questions with that argument that all the stimulus checks caused inflation, but yet UK has a higher inflation. There are other countries that have higher inflation than the US. So I'm kind of wondering, did stimulus checks really cause that? Especially since stimulus checks helped out so many Americans, and it could probably help out a lot more Americans if distributed more. But let me know your thoughts on that. And then when it comes to the big bill that just passed, we hear a lot of things, climate, things like that, but how is it going to affect you? So stimulus update, 4 ways the Inflation Reduction Act will put money in your pocket. So cheaper prescription medications for Medicare recipients. So basically, the price of a vial of insulin ranges from $175 to $300 today, and that'll be capped out at $35 a month. So if you rely on insulin, that's big right there. And then it caps the out-of-pocket medical costs a Medicare recipient must pay to $2,000 a year beginning in 2025, so you won't pay more than $2,000 there. Quicker refunds at tax time. So if you find yourself in need of that tax refund each spring, that will come as good news, as $80 billion is used to hire more IRS agents. So I guess rather than waiting months for your refund check, you get it right away. And then tax credits for switching to electric vehicles. So there is a $7,500 tax credit. And further, anyone who buys a used electric car will receive a $4,000 tax credit. I'm wondering, with the whole electric vehicle thing, I think it's good. I just don't think the technology is fully there. I think if there were more charge stations and you could charge faster, I think a lot more people would be doing it. And of course, if it was cheaper as well. Energy cost savings. What it's saying here is, let's say your furnace takes its final bow, or you simply decide to upgrade to a more earth-friendly heating system. Installing a heat pump will score a tax credit of 30% of what you paid, up to $2,000. So if you need a new heat pump outside, you could save money there. And and other things too. So a heat pump, water pump, comes with a tax rebate of up to $1,750, and if you decide to use a heat pump for heating or cooling, the rebate is up to $8,000 back. Energy efficient electric cooktops also get in on the action at a $840 rebate. So those are the 4 different ways. I think Democrats wanted to do more. If you check out my video yesterday, there's a lot of talk about executive actions, as well as a new stimulus bill that could be proposed by Bernie Sanders to have more stimulus provisions in it, more stuff for the people, which was originally in the Build Back Better, but it got skimmed down by Joe Manchin. Speaking of stimulus to the people, 4 stimulus check update 2022, 4 September relief checks up to $1,500 to go out amid rising costs. Sorry about that. I'm not sure if you could hear the thunder. It's thunder and raining here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and there's actually a tornado warning right now. But yeah, all is good. Hopefully all is good with you. So back to this, the 4 states giving out payments next month. Colorado taxpayers giving $750 and $1,500. Illinois Family Relief Plan is going to give $50 and to singles, $100 to couples, and then if a family has dependents, they get $300. And then Minnesota frontline workers are going to get $750. And then the latest one, residents in Indiana are set to receive tax rebates up to $650. And then this one, direct payments worth up to $750 will go out to hundreds of thousands of Americans next week. So this is coming next week. And this is in the state of Connecticut. These are child tax payments, child tax credit payments, $250 per kid, and it capped out at 3 kids, that's $750. And it looks like these checks go out next week. August 17th, the governor stated that families can expect to receive their tax credits next week. So if you're in Connecticut, you get that. And then let's talk about this, because this is a really interesting topic. Republicans call it an army, but the IRS hires will replace retirees, do IT, says Treasury. So there's been a little bit of a narrative going around where that the Inflation Reduction Act is hiring an army of IRS agents with guns, or with arms, and they're gonna audit everybody. So not really sure what to believe here. I'm gonna play a video clip. But also Rick Scott says don't apply for IRS jobs because Republicans will defund them. So Republicans not too happy with more IRS jobs created, which are supposedly going to audit the wealthy. But take a look at this video clip right here stating some facts of it.
Republicans are now escalating their rhetoric against a different 3-letter agency, the IRS. Their target, how $80 billion slated for the agency from the Inflation Reduction Act will be spent. Take a listen to what a few of them are saying.
Those IRS agents are designed to come after you. They're not designed to come after the billionaires and the big corporations. They're designed to come after small businesses and working families.
They're going to go after the mom and pop. They're going to go after the small business person, the independent contractor, the Uber driver, and they're going to focus on basically parts of the country that don't support what the regime is trying to do.
And even the House Minority Leader, Kevin McCarthy, tweeted that the IRS will hire an army of new agents to, quote, spy on Americans. All of this leading to this stunning moment where U.S. Senator Rick Scott urged people seeking jobs not to apply to what he calls the IRS super police. I want to bring in NBC senior Capitol Hill correspondent Sahil Kapoor, also with us Ben Collins, who of course covers disinformation, extremism, and the internet for NBC News. So Sahil, let's do a little fact check here. Are there going to be a group of people who are IRS super police? And walk us through this letter from Rick Scott.
No, there won't, Chris. That's the answer to your first question. And secondly, it's not every day that a United States senator tells Americans not to apply for a particular job by threatening to eliminate it. But that's exactly what Senator Rick Scott did in this rather extraordinary letter. He penned an open letter to American job seekers warning them not to apply for new IRS jobs under the $80 billion cash infusion under this law, arguing that Republicans hope to take control of Congress this fall. And one of the first things they will do once that happens is defund those positions. Now, there are a couple of problems with this. The first is that even if Republicans do capture control of Congress, not a certainty, but certainly plausible, they will not, President Biden will still have the veto pen, and he will be able to block any attempts to undo his signature legislation. And the second is the premise of this is unsubstantiated at best. There's a May 2021 Treasury report that suggests the IRS could hire about 87,000 employees over a decade. That's a number that Republicans have seized on. But a lot of those employees would be replacing existing employees, and not all of them would be in enforcement. So the depiction that 87,000 new IRS agents would be auditing the taxes of regular Americans is not backed by the facts. The Biden administration has gone to great lengths to point out that they will only use these resources to audit the taxes of wealthy Americans who are not paying their, who are using sophisticated means to avoid taxes at this point. And the Republican argument at this point is partly based on the fact that this is their best case to make against this Democrats-only reconciliation bill, given that other aspects of it, such as the prescription drug pricing, empowering Medicare to negotiate prices, and higher taxes on corporations are popular. This is one aspect that they think they can make political hay of, Chris.
What are your thoughts on that? Pretty interesting to hear a different side of it. Also, here is the Republican perspective on that, as well as what's going on with the economy.
Art Laffer is with us this morning. Hey, Art, the president has spent $3.8 trillion. The Fed is printing trillions more. My question is, has all that money washed through the system yet?
No, it has not. My best guess, Stuart, is that we are not through with inflation yet by any means.
Right.
We've had a very nice downturn in oil prices, which has offset the other prices increasing. So we had a zero number for the month of July, but those trends aren't going to stay. The downturn maybe will help the inflation number, but those numbers are coming back up, in my view, over the next year.
And is that because of all this money that's still being pumped into the economy? All that money chasing too few
Exactly.
goods. The old-fashioned definition of how we get inflation, it's still with us, right?
There you go. Yes. By the way, I loved your word FOMO, for fear of missing out. I just love that word. You ought to incorporate that. I mean, that's wonderful. My feelings all the time.
All right. Talk to me about the IRS. Because I think you have some experience, not of being audited, but you were an economic advisor to President Reagan, and he had a lot to say about the IRS. Do you think the IRS, with all this new money, are they just going to go after the rich? Who are they going to target?
Yeah, I don't think they can just go after the rich with this highly automated world of ours. I mean, I'm on the board of a number of companies, and there are so many people that go through the accounting. There's the lead director going on the chairman of the audit committee who is highly trained in accounting. Then we've got outside accountants, we've got inside, we've got all sorts of audit people. These things are highly automated. Those I don't think are really where the IRS can go. They have to go to less sophisticated operations, and once they do that, they've got to go much lower and the audits to be able to get any of the money that they're talking about. And let me tell you, they're not targeting people who have refunds coming. They're not doing that. They're only targeting those places where they think they can get more money, and it's just a waste of energy and time, in my view, Stuart. It's like expanding the number of divorce lawyers in the society. It doesn't make anyone better off.
We're shuddering, Art. We really are shuddering at that one.
Yes, there we go.
Let me go back to straight economics here. You say we're not done with inflation, and clearly the Fed's not done fighting inflation. That, to me, sounds like we're headed towards a recession. What say you?
Well, that could well be the case. I mean, we've had a major slowdown. I mean, I know Twitter says it's not right to use the word recession, but we've had 2 quarters down in GDP. That's a pretty bad performance. You can see the economy has not been growing like it should have been. I think we're in secular stagnation, Stuart. I think we've got a long way without any real prospects for rapid growth. There's nothing out there that tells me we're going to have a bounce back and really strong economic growth, like, let's say, during the Reagan era or during the Kennedy era. I just don't see any of that in today's policy.
And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is the tip of the day. I want to tell you the one thing when you feel sad, you have to do something that you really want to make you feel better or make you feel true. Or you can also, if you help somebody, then you'll feel even better or something. Or if something's really into you and you're really feeling good, you should do that as well. Bye, this is Bella. This was the tip of the day.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. I hear my daughter Kalea crying. She just woke up. Tried to film this before she woke up, so I gotta go get to her right now. But anyways, hopefully you have a great rest of your day. If you want to check out any of my other videos, click right up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.